Another Eurozone country, another threat of an imminent bailout. Italy is the third largest economy that uses the euro, and there are fears it may start plunging in the same direction as Greece and Ireland. Now, with the euro falling, the amount of money it costs Rome to lend to debt-ridden countries is rising dramatically. Spain, Portugal and Belgium are also at risk of being pulled into the crisis. Doubts about the future of the single currency and the EU itself have been intensified by fresh protests sweeping across Europe, with people angry at facing savage cuts to pay for it all. Let's break down some of this. We're joined now from Berlin by Michael Mross, market analyst and author. Good evening to you. Thanks for being on the programme with us. So what does it mean for the EU and the Eurozone if one of its biggest economies, like Italy, is now coming under this sort of pressure?
It doesn't mean the end, in my opinion, because the political will is there to keep the euro with all means. And this is what also ECB's President Trichet today announced, that they will print money in order to make the euro survive. The other question, of course, is if by printing money you can keep the euro. But I mean, we are here on a very political issue. That means if the euro really will go, then Europe also will drown, and this is what nobody wants. On the other hand, of course, there are problems at the periphery, but tomorrow the ECB will meet again in Frankfurt, and they like to present a package in order to make the euro survive. This package, on the other hand, doesn't mean anything else than printing money, similarly to that what Fed's Bernanke with quantitative easing already had done.
But can't you print yourself towards disaster? You say the euro is going to be saved at all costs. Surely there must be a line to be drawn at some point. I'm thinking about Spain, I'm thinking about Portugal, Belgium, the problems they're having. Is the euro really going to be able to survive, or is it kind of just wishful thinking?
I mean, we have here in Germany many skeptics about the euro, and as a recent poll showed, already 50% of the Germans want back their D-mark. But the question, of course, remains if this is a practical way. I mean, we are all in the same boat. There is much criticism around. We know what had gone wrong. For example, the party in the southern periphery of Europe. But on the other hand, how could you manage to let the euro fall apart? I mean, there's no other way than Germany has to pull out of the euro. If this is a possible or practical way, this is of course another question. But I don't think that the German politicians are going to pull out of the euro. They will stay there until the end.
So where did it all go so wrong for the euro? Or was the idea of a single currency flawed from the very beginning then?
The idea is that Europe needs to have one voice and has to be one power. And this power is only defined by a currency, by a common currency. If this common currency is falling, then Europe will lose its voting rights in the world. And this is what the politicians are well aware of. So they will do everything to keep the euro alive. How long this will last is, of course, another question, because every economists know that with money printing alone, you cannot save a currency. But at least then they are doing what everybody is doing, the Americans as well. And so they are in the same boat.
And what about Germany, with the Eurozone's third largest economy now at risk, talking about Italy just now? Is there a danger that even the mighty Germany could be hit eventually?
At the end of the day, this will be the consequence. This is what we are also discussing here in Germany. But as a matter of fact, many people are not very interested in money systems, in currency. So also in the newspapers, this problem is not revealed very much. Of course, if the periphery falls, Germany will be the last lender. And at the end of the day, also Germany will fall. Finally, if we have interest rates of 4, 5, 6%, also Germany is not able to bear this, and so we will have big problems. But all the politicians want to do at the moment is first and foremost to save some time, and saving time is only possible with Germany. That means that basically Germany will bail out every single country in Europe until it finally maybe also falling, but then we have gained some years, and then we will see on what's going on, because on the other hand, you have also to consider that what is going on is something like a currency war. Let's face it, I mean, the problems in the United States are much bigger. Check California, for example, look at other countries within the United States. Here in Europe, we are now pointed with the fingers, and this is also something you have to consider, that there is also a political strategy behind all this, that those countries are attacked. I mean, in Italy we have interest rates at the moment at around 4%, so there is not such a big danger. Also today Spain's interest rates have eased a little bit, so maybe this is a new direction. But on the other hand, I think the politicians will do everything to make the euro survive. Also here in Germany, and also many Germans think that this is maybe all right.
Michael Mross, really good to have your insight on the programme tonight. Market analyst and author, as you are, talking to us tonight from Berlin. Thank you.